Again, I will have to go back and look at official stats, but an interesting stat. I don't think this is accurate, to be honest. I think this is well exaggerated. There was a stat on shown on TV. This is the Pac-12 network. This is not ESPN. This is the Pac-12 network. Uh, Missed tackles last week, 29. Now, what they consider missed tackles is questionable. One thing I noted, and I think a lot of us did notice, was missed tackles was an issue last week. So that's not arguable. Their stat on TV was missed tackles last week, 29 for 300 plus yards after contact. I don't know if that's exactly true. I would literally have to go back and watch that game and try to calculate that. But yeah, even if they said 15 for 100, I might be like, I can see it because last week, missed tackles, whatever you want to argue about it, were an issue. Tonight, even tripling what they said we had at halftime. If I said tonight we had 10 missed tackles, we'd only lost like 30 yards. Again, I don't know if those statistics are correct. I will have to go back and watch this game again, and then I have to go back and watch the Georgia game, which I really prefer not to. I'd like to just erase it from my memory, like most of us would like to do. But yeah, tackling tonight was much better, just from the game I watched. I don't know how many of you actually got to watch it. Like Mikey, like GWG, Mikey. Oh, there you go. I watched on the Pac-12. That was the first thing that Nasha said at the start of the game. Yes, exactly. And then before halftime, they put out that stat about the tackles, which seems extreme in the amount of yards we gave up last week. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I can see it because the tackling last week was, it was not great. I don't know if Mikey got to see it. I just got Fubo today, trial mode. So I got to watch it because I was like, I'm going to have to find a live stream because no one has Pac-12 network and I'm sick of missing games. But no, all in all, everything was, yes, yes. That's the main thing. I mean, last week defense looked aggressive, but they weren't aggressive enough. Tonight, I don't want to say the defense was like aggressive, like blitzing, but everyone seemed in position for the most part. Everyone seemed to just like be more in sync, and this is what that game was. I think it was schematically, team wise, communication, everything just kind of came together tonight and worked. I mean, and again, no offense to Eastern Washington, they are not a pushover team, but this is exactly what this team needed. And this is exactly what I think every Duck fan expected, if not even better. Because again, I think I was saying 45-17. I'd be like, cool. That's still a blowout, but 70-14, and we took our foot off the gas probably very early in the fourth quarter. We kind of let's pull back. Didn't need to score anymore because I think they could have put up 80 plus, but they didn't need to, So that's respect for the coaching staff, but again, I'd have to look at the examples. Again, I don't think they brought a lot of pressure with Sewell or Flo tonight. I think they kind of left them out in run coverage and basic pass coverage. So once I'll go back and I'll look at the final details, I I think that will be a little more clear because it will be interesting to see the final stats after, say, the first 3 games, especially with BYU included. Each game, especially how much they pressured with them, or did they let them just be run coverage, run blitz type of guys. It really didn't seem like we blitzed a lot again tonight. Really, like last week, it just seemed like we kind of were settling in coverage, which is good, but I don't know if they are intending to blitz more or if they're just intending to. It's hard to say. I'm not in Dan Lanning's mind or Josh Dupois. I'm not in their heads. I don't know if they're in each other's heads. So, but but yeah. The same. I agree with that exactly. Last week, we don't even need to talk about that. Last week, that was absolutely the worst. That was the worst thing I'd seen. Most painful thing I think I'd seen since. Uh, since 2010 2011 Auburn lost for the national title. Last week was the most painful thing I think I've seen since then. Despite all the other losses, that was by far the worst thing I'd ever seen. Like, just unbearable to watch. It was hard. And we've had other games that are terrible, but yeah, that was bad. But yeah, I think that's a big thing out of this game. One, defense looked good, offense working out systems. Ty getting a lot of reps. Uh, no injuries that we're aware of outside of McGee, but again, I think it was probably cramping, maybe cramping or a very minimal injury. Let's put it that way. So I don't think there'll be an issue there.